Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef. Today I'm going to show you how to make kale chips using Pampered Chef's Deluxe air fryer, and we're also going to use Pampered Chef's Deluxe stand mixer to massage the kale. And massaging kale actually takes away some of the bitterness in the taste, and so you want to make sure you don't skip that step when you're making these kale chips. So let's go ahead and get started. The kale that I'm going to use is something that my friend Jenny grew in her tower garden, and Keith and I just planted our tower garden last week. Keith is a rep for Tower Garden Company, and we can help you get a tower garden if that's something that you're interested in. But Jenny brought some of the kale that she grew on her tower, and she left it for me to experiment with, and now I'm so excited. I can't wait for mine to grow as well so that I can show you even more things that you can cook with fresh fruits and vegetables. So if you want more information on that, I do have a video on my channel showing you how to set up a tower garden. Keith and Jenny took care of that, and you'll be able to learn from them in that video. But let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start off by just cutting the kale off of, I guess it's a stalk. I'm not really sure if I'm saying that right, but before now I've only bought kale in the grocery store. So I'm going to just cut this off, and we're going to wash it in this 5-quart colander. I'm going to just cut all of this off, because we're going to use all of it today. Well, yeah, it's not going to all fit in one batch, but we're going to go ahead and get it all cut off and wash it, and then we'll see what we can fit in the rotating basket. So cut these off, and that stem is not so great, and I'm just going to set that aside. So this is our 5-quart colander, and this is also from Pampered Chef. I love this because it has a nice footprint on the bottom that actually lifts it up so it's not sitting directly on the bottom of your sink. And so if you have a dirty sink, you don't have to worry about anything that's in there contaminating what you're rinsing off here. I love this because it also holds a ton of pasta. So let's go ahead and rinse this off, and I've got a clean towel so we can dry it. It doesn't have to be super dry because we're going to be adding oil to this anyways when we put it in the mixer. So for this, it doesn't have to be completely dry. All right. And I actually got a step ahead of myself. I was going to strip all of this kale off of the stalks or the stems before I washed it. So it would have been easier to wash it if I had done that first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all of this out and put it on a towel. And this is a clean towel. And then we're going to take our herb stripper, which is this tool right here. It has 3 holes on, or 4 holes, 1 for kale and 3 for herbs. And so when you think of it for herbs, you're going to use it for rosemary and thyme, and you're going to just put this on the stem, close it, and just strip that right off so that your stem is the only thing left. You would use this on thyme and rosemary in the smaller holes. This is so much better than trying to use your fingers and pulling each of those off. We're going to just strip all of this. It is slightly easier to do this when the kale is dry, but I skipped this step. So we're going to just pull all this off. Let me open my trash can here so I have a place to put all these stems. And then I'll just dry them a little bit with a towel. Then we're going to put them in the deluxe stand mixer. We're going to add some garlic parmesan oil and massage that with the scraper paddle. And again, massaging the kale leaves is going to take out some of the bitterness, so when you eat it, it doesn't taste so bitter. I did this the other day for the first time, making kale chips, and they were so good. I couldn't get anybody in my family to try them, but I did try to get them to try it. So if you don't like kale raw, then this is a great way to get it in your system. Get your fruits and vegetables for the day. All right, almost done. Last one. Okay, so now I'm gonna just dry this a little bit. Like I said, we're gonna put oil on it, so it's okay if it's not perfectly dry. So let's scoop some of this out, and I'll save a little bit for another recipe. But we're going to put that in there, and I'm going to go ahead and lower the top of my mixer here. There's a button on the back. If you haven't seen this in action before, I do have several other videos that go into more in-depth details. I'm going to turn this on. We're going to use the custom setting, which is what the default is. I'm going to shake up this garlic parmesan oil, and I'm going to go ahead and start the mixer. And I'm just going to estimate about a tablespoon or so of our garlic parmesan oil. I'm going to increase the speed here. And this is just massaging the kale so that I don't have to do it with my hands. It's much easier on my hands to just let the mixer do the work. And turn it up one more time. And it's not destroying it or anything like that. All right, I'm gonna put it back to 1. And I have Connor's favorite seasoning. This is a garlic parmesan seasoning. I'm gonna just sprinkle this as it's stirring. And so what it's gonna do is the oil is on there, so it's nice and wet, and this is gonna help it stick to the kale leaves. I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit more. Connor calls this magic powder. We literally have this on our table next to the salt and pepper. He puts it on everything. And so if you haven't tried the garlic parmesan seasoning, it is amazing. I like it when I grill chicken on my deluxe grill and griddle multiple times a week, and many times I'll throw a piece of chicken on there for me to have the next day in a salad. And I love using the garlic parmesan because I do buy the Caesar salad kits at the store sometimes. It just makes it so easy if I don't have homemade croutons or homemade dressing. It's a nice option, and I just need to add in that protein. All right, so I think this is good. I'm gonna turn this off and show you guys what I'm working with here. So we've got these nice, beautiful kale chips. Now I'm going to turn this off, and I'm gonna move it out of the way so that you can see the air fryer. Now this does have cord storage on the back, but I'm not gonna take the time to wrap it up right now because I might use this again to make more kale chips. But I'm gonna set this aside over there, and this is a lighter mixer than most that are on the market, and there's a little helper handle there to make it easier for you to pick it up. All right, so let me pull my air fryer a little bit closer to me and whoops, open the door here, and I'm going to take our rotating basket here, and I do like to use this sheet pan. It comes with the modular sheet pan set. It's the larger of the 3 pans. I like to use this sort of as a plate for my basket in case any oils drip down, and then even when I take it out, if there's any crumbs, it's great for that too. Now I'm going to put all these pieces of kale in here. You do have to be careful not to overload your basket, but the kale chips are going to shrink up. I just started with a small amount the other day as a test. This comes with a retrieval tool, which is what you're going to use to take this in it or take it out of the air fryer, but I actually like to use it to get it in the air fryer too, because it kind of helps me guide that over, and you can see that this is attached nicely. Now we're gonna, I'm gonna press cancel because I bumped those buttons when I was opening the door. Just reset that. I'm gonna turn it to the rotisserie setting. I'm gonna press the button to select, and then I'm gonna just set this timer for 3 minutes. Now this is going to rotate on the inside, so I'm just gonna peek in. Yes, it is rotating. You always just wanna make sure if you're using the rotisserie setting that it is in fact rotating, or you can burn your food very easily and very quickly. And if you're using any of the other settings, we have a rotate button. So if you're not familiar with Pampered Chef's Deluxe Air Fryer, I have a Deluxe Air Fryer class video on my channel, and I go into great detail on how to use this product, and I show you how to make so many different things. And just to give you like a crash course, it's a pre-programmed air fryer, and an air fryer is essentially a small convection oven. Pampered Chef's Air Fryer, we say it has no preheating time. It only takes 30 seconds to preheat, and so there's no need for you to preheat it before you cook anything. We do have a custom setting, so you could use that custom setting to set the time and the temperature however way you want. So if you've got a recipe that you found on Pinterest and it tells you to cook something at 300 for 10 minutes, then you can choose that custom setting. We have pre-programmed settings as well. So the air fry setting, it has a set temperature and you can adjust the time. We have a setting for bake. Again, these are set times and temps. You can change the time on any of these pre-programmed settings. Roast, rotisserie, and reheat. So reheat is one of the things that we use so much at our house because you can use it to reheat leftovers, whether it be something you cooked at home or something that you started out with in the restaurant. Either way, the reheat setting is amazing. I actually grilled a pizza last night on my Deluxe Grill and Griddle, and when I finish this video, I'm gonna use the reheat setting on the air fryer to heat some of that pizza up, and that will be my lunch today. And so the reheat setting is gonna be for a lot of you, it's gonna be your most popular setting. And then we also have a dehydrate setting, The dehydrate setting is great for dehydrating fruits and vegetables, and you can adjust the time and the temperature when you're using the dehydrate function on the air fryer. So we only have 1 minute left here. There's a couple of other buttons I want to point out. So we have a cancel button. So if you decide, okay, I'm done cooking, I'm not going to let it finish the cycle, you can press cancel. You can also pause the cooking time. Just press the button there and it pauses it, and then you press it again and it's going to start it again. The rotate button we already talked about. The rotisserie setting automatically rotates, but if you're using an air fry setting or a bake setting or any of the other settings, it doesn't automatically rotate, but you can press the button to rotate it. And so it's going to, when you press that, you're going to see the little fan. It looks like a fan, but it's letting you know that it's rotating. And then we have a light button. You may not be able to see that on camera, but when you push that button, the light on the inside comes on so that you don't have to open it to see what's happening on the inside. So when this is done, which it is done, it beeps and lets you know that it's finished. We're going to open this up and let's check on these kale chips. You don't want to overcook them. So let's see. The first batch that I did, I don't want to burn myself, so I'm going to move this around a little bit. The first batch I did was, I think, 4 minutes. So I did 3 on this, but I didn't have quite as much in the basket. So I'm just going to check on this. Yeah, I want to cook this just a little bit longer. So since I put a lot more in here, it's going to take a little bit more time. By the way, this is the trick to opening and closing the basket. When it is hot, you're going to take this retrieval tool and you hook it in there so that you can kind of like pick up the basket, and then you're going to pull in the direction of where that door opens. So that's how we're going to open and close this. I should have closed it before I took that out. Let me try that again. Whoops. All right. Now what we're going to do, and you see I'm holding a little microwave grip here. We're going to put this back in the air fryer. I'm going to turn this towards me now that it's hot. I want to make sure I don't burn myself. I'm going to slide that in the left and put it on the right. Turn this back to rotisserie, and I'm going to do this for another 3 minutes. There we go. So the more full the basket, the longer time you're going to put this in. And that's going to be for a lot of the things that you're cooking in here. I like to put a couple chicken breasts in the rotating basket. I just cut them into bite-sized pieces and put them in the rotating basket, put it on that rotisserie setting. I want to say it's 10 to 12 minutes, but don't hold me to that. That recipe is in my recipe community. I like to consider my recipe community as my personal cookbook, my personal recipe box. Anytime I'm making something, even if it's a recipe I made up myself, I'm always going back to my own recipe community to see how I made it, because I tend to do things along the way, make things up along the way. And so I'm going to let this continue to cook. You're going to find the air fryer chips recipe in my recipe community with a picture of the finished product, and I hope you guys will try this. Let me know what you think. If there's anything that you need to purchase from Pampered Chef, I would love the opportunity to help you with that. And I have more videos planned, so stay tuned for more, but that's all I have for you guys today. Bye everyone.